Choosing which direction to go requires you to reestablish a strong relationship with your inner voice. This inner voice tells you what is important to you. It calls out to you as you move through the world, telling you what you find to be fascinating and interesting. Other voices, such as parents, culture, or ego, overtake that inner voice as we grow up and gather our experiences. It is up to us to learn how to separate all that noise from the signal, leaving only what is truly meaningful. As a fellow young person, we all find ourselves in a very interesting position. The landscape around us is brand new. New for those that are young, but also for those that are old. What that means is that older, wiser people have to learn and adapt the same way that young people do to the rapidly changing way of interacting with the world. Purpose, dating, human interaction, it's all changing. So how do we navigate this new world? Well, nobody knows yet. We have to figure it out. Where we find ourselves is not a normal place to be. In most circumstances throughout history, people got shown how to grapple with the world from their parents and grandparents, then they in turn passed it down to their kids. That just isn't the case today. The world our parents grew up in just simply isn't the same as the one we are growing up in. The lines are getting fuzzier. Which direction should I go? What is that force that gets me up in the morning? Where do I find the energy to work hard towards something? How do some people enjoy their work? How do some people find their work to be meaningful? Now, I'm well aware that I should work hard. Everyone can tell you that. Why aren't things working out for me? Well, because you're not working hard enough. Okay, well, how do you work hard? Doesn't work for me. Maybe I'm just lazy. I try to wake up early and be productive, just like everyone tells me, but it never lasts. I end up crashing and burning and starting over. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I just got lazy genes and that's how it's going to be. But hold on a second. Who are these people over here? These people seem to claim that working can be a life-giving and even enjoyable experience. That you can be excited to wake up in the morning, excited to start your work, and not have massive problems trying to force yourself to do it. What is that? What does it mean that I can love to learn and love to read? I've never felt that before. Reading is like nails scratching on chalkboard, and learning, why would I do that? I'm not going to write essays like I did in school. That's meaningless garbage. You're telling me that there's this thing, this inner voice, that if I listen closely enough, it will guide me to purpose and meaning? Okay, fine. Where did my inner voice go? Why can't I hear it? Well, apparently, as they tell me, other voices drown out the inner voice as we grow up. Okay, well, what are those voices? So I'm trying to be what my parents want me to be. My parents want me to live the life they wish they had. Okay, interesting. You're also telling me that culture has deceived me? Well, culture has convinced you that you really value things that are meaningless. That hot girlfriend that you keep thinking about? Culture has told you to want that. It has told you that if you have it, you'll finally be fulfilled. What it hasn't told you is that you really desire to be seen, to have close, intimate relationships, to have connection. But you see, culture has given these things to you as voices that drown out the real, true voice, the one that tells you what you really desire, what is truly fulfilling. It is up to you to sit, listen, mute all the other voices, tune in, and follow. Wow, that's a lot. Maybe I do things more out of ego and insecurity and trying to live up than out of real purpose. Fine. So the voices that tell me I want that house, the hot girlfriend, that I would look so good to the people around me if I was a doctor or engineer, to not listen to those voices? Well, that's quite hard. Oh, yes, it is. It takes a long time to sit and untangle. I'm going to do it, though. I want to find whatever it is, my life's task, as you call it. What else is there to do? Sit here and be confused and watch YouTube and porn all day? No. I'm taking your word that there is such a thing as an inner voice. That I can find my purpose, that I can enjoy my work, that I am unique, and therefore what I'm meant to do is unique to me. Okay, so I've been on this path for a while, sitting and listening, meditating and thinking, learning to hear my inner voice and separate it from the others. Reading is starting to become more fun. I listen closely as I read to the voices in my head, and what they say is fascinating. They tell me that I should remember this quote. They tell me that I should be like this person. They tell me that I should read faster. They tell me that I'm being dumb and that I should read a different book, or to remember this to look smart to others. But I ignore these voices because I'm listening to a new one. The one that told me I'm simply curious about this, that I can skip what is boring. There is no expectation to memorize or remember. These other voices don't matter to me. the shame and the guilt for not reading or learning about what I'm supposed to be reading and learning about, I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to read this because I want to, because it is interesting to me. Maybe I actually like reading, just not when there are crushing expectations over me. Maybe I like music, but not when I feel the pressure to perform. I do like making YouTube videos, but not just for money. I am refostering a healthy relationship with what I like to do, the relationship that has been ruined by the expectations of others, ruined by culture telling me what I should care about. Things are starting to become clearer. I'm beginning to understand what I actually like and want to do. The things that I did trying to live up to the expectations of others, I have stopped doing. I have replaced those things with reading, meditating, journaling, discovering what I find truly meaningful. It's a very liberating feeling. No longer, after a lot of practice, do I feel pressure to say yes to everything. No longer do I feel a constant weight over me that I'm not doing what I should, or not doing enough, or not living up. I've been free to pursue what brings me life, what I deem to be meaningful. So here we are in this incredibly confusing world. One that thrives off you caring about meaningless things, convincing you to care and worry and work harder and harder, telling you what success looks like. It's time to make that decision for yourself. What do you care about? What pain are you going to choose? What adversity will you overcome? Not for no reason, but because your reason is more important than the adversity itself. At all times, we are being told what is important. There are thousands of voices telling us what we should do, how we should live our lives, which direction we should go, what we should think. I'm sitting here as the exception, because I know everything, and am the only person ever to actually know the right way. So as an incredibly enlightened thinker, I'm telling you that you know which way to go. You just have to listen. And yes, it is very hard. It takes a long time to hear that voice again. And you're going to make many mistakes, thinking that you're following the right voice, only to find out it was just your ego. It was just wanting the result, not the process. I can say that that has happened to me a few times. At one point not too long ago, I thought I was going to be a professional esports player. And before that, a professional musician. As embarrassing as that is, it was necessary for me to learn what the right voice was from the wrong ones. Organize your mind. Sort out the noise from the signal. Know what thoughts enter your head and why. This is no small task. In recent history, our most important tool has switched from our muscles to our minds. So this task is more necessary than ever. Sit in silence, see what comes up, and face it, knowing that something better lies on the other side. There is something worthwhile to do, not because I say so or your parents say so, but because you yourself believe it to be so.